So, how safe is your data? Like when you send a message, how sure are you that someone else cannot see it? Now, these are the things that we take for granted, but they are actually a call for concern. The reason why we don't think of this as a problem is because of the trust that we have for the encryption protecting this data. Now, just for context, it would take about hundreds of billions of years for all the computers on Earth combined to decrypt the encryption protecting data as simple as a message. This is the reason why we don't think of this as a problem. Because it is safe. Or is it? It will take normal computers hundreds of billions of years to crack that encryption. But for quantum computers, it may only take hours or a few days. So we see that we have a serious problem. Now, without getting into the technicals, let's quickly describe what normal computers do and what makes them different from quantum computers. Computers, as we know them, process and store information in zeros or ones. Now, these are called bits. Quantum computers, however, process or store information in qubits, which are zeros and ones. So for normal computers, we have bits. For quantum computers, we have qubits. So a combination of zeros and ones can represent anything. But in qubits, it does not have to be zeros or ones. It can be zeros and ones at the exact same time. This is called superposition. So let's make an example of this. If John is sending a message to Mary and this message is, "I'm gone." This message is encrypted into this. Now, normal computers that only have bits will take a longer time to guess what this is, while quantum computers that have qubits will take a shorter time to guess what this is. So we see that if quantum computers can easily break through any encryption, then it will take them a shorter time to invalidate transactions on the blockchain. Yes, that was a long introduction, but I just wanted you to have an idea of what quantum stands for. In the quantum state, things can be in one position and in another at the same time. So I can be in America and in Europe at the exact same time in the quantum state. The emergence of quantum computers is something that is inevitable. It will help solve more problems, but it will also cause more problems. It is because of this that many people have started to get concerned about what will happen if quantum computers actually go mainstream. Now, there is a crypto project that its point of focus is to create a quantum-resistant blockchain, a network where many other blockchains can be built upon and leverage the safety and security of a quantum-resistant blockchain. This is cellframe. Before I continue, please, I would like you to know that I am not a financial and also I am not in any shape or form incentivized to make a video about this project. This is simply my own research and my own objective views. And yes, every other day on this channel, I do this type of stuff. From research, predictive analysis, and tutorials, you get that kind of stuff here. If that is the type of content you are interested in, click the like button, subscribe to the channel with your notifications on so that you do not get to miss any other video like this one. And yes, I noticed that most of my viewers are not subscribed, so if you are one of them, fix that. Now, let's look at cellframe, what it's all about and why we should have some time for it. Cellframe was founded in 2017 by Sergey Sebastian and Dmitry Gerasimov. Now, both of them are very well experienced in the world of tech. Sergey, having 20 years of experience in network tech, IT software, network administration, and project management. He was also a leader of think tank community, a co-founder of the independent blockchain world. A partner of Ethereum Moscow, he has also worked with Nokia, Alcatel, and Shell. A technical specialist and blockchain evangelist for Microsoft, IBM, and Accenture. He is also a specialist for the Aurora venture capitalist firm and advisor with 20 successful projects. Now, with all of these credentials, it is sad to hear that at the very first day of him being the CEO of cellframe, he got fired. And reasons for which I have no idea. Anyway, let's go on and talk about this one, Dmitry Gerasimov. So he is a programmer, an IT entrepreneur, a physicist, which means he knows something about the quantum, a musician and engineer, and a philosopher. He was also a Unix developer at Keysoft Limited and founder of Demilab.inc. So we see that these are the two people who actually brought this project into existence. So what is cellframe? Cellframe is a quantum-resistant Layer 1 network focused on facilitating secure and scalable chain transfers. So what is unique about this project? Its uniqueness is because it uses post-quantum encryption by default, which means the blockchain is built by default to be quantum resistant or resistant to attacks by quantum computers. Now, this tells us that in the future, when this threat will actually be a problem, most of these other blockchains that we know now will have to fork into a quantum resistant blockchain, or they can just deploy on a quantum resistant network like cellframe. Now, fork is an update into a better version, not the one you might think. Cellframe started at an ICO price of 10 cents and aiming to be the #1 network for blockchains. And the biggest large cap similarity to that is Polkadot. Polkadot, as we know it, has sidechains called parachains, where other blockchains are attached to, leveraging the security of the Polkadot main chain. Cellframe is doing exactly the same thing, but in this case, these parachains are called cell chains. So any other blockchain that does attach itself to these cell chains will leverage the security of a quantum-resistant blockchain, which means these blockchains that we know now will not have to actually fork themselves into a quantum-resistant network. They can just deploy themselves on these cell chains and have the security of a quantum-resistant network. So to not stress your imagination, you can see what I'm talking about like so. So if we have the cellframe main chain here, we will have these cell chains like so. So essentially, this will be the cellframe network. Now remember that this is quantum resistant. So every other blockchain that attaches itself to this network will leverage the security of a quantum resistant network. Now, what we also have to understand here is any blockchain that attaches itself to the cellframe network or wants to build on the cellframe network can be of its own consensus mechanism. So we can have here a proof of work consensus mechanism, a proof of stake consensus mechanism, and perhaps a proof of traffic consensus mechanism, and other various forms of consensus mechanisms. Now, I try my best to optimize my channel to the understanding of anybody. That's why the name of the channel is Understanding Crypto. I will leave the links to my video about what are parachains and what are consensus mechanisms down below in the description. You may watch that to fully understand what consensus mechanisms and parachains are. Before any blockchain deploys itself on any of these cell chains, they will need the cell token. Cellframe uses a proof of stake consensus mechanism, and therefore the token with the ticker symbol CEL is used for staking. It is also used to transfer value within the Cellframe ecosystem and for CEL slot auctions. Now, CEL slot auctions are similar to what you may call Polkadot parachain slot auctions. The maximum supply of this token is 30 million CEL, and we can see here that the circulating supply is 29 million CEL. So most of its tokens are already in circulation. Now 30 million CEL is a very low circulating supply, and given the use cases, this should propel the price to a very high figure. So why hasn't it done so yet? This brings us to the price. From an ICO price of 10 cents, the CEL token went up to an all-time high of 13.19 cents. This gives it about 130x ROI from its ICO price. It plummeted since then and went up to $3 in November. And this is one of the things I am very concerned about with this project. We can see that for the past year, it is down by 85%, with a circulating supply of 29 million. This tells me that they had a poor vesting schedule, which allowed venture capitalists to sell as soon as they were in profits. The mainnet launch was supposed to be on the 31st of December 2021 and a bridge with Ethereum mainnet, but it is now postponed to spring of 2022. So we see that there is still a lot ahead when it comes to its roadmap. So, What potential does this crypto offer in the most realistic way possible? The reason why I even chose to look at this crypto is its use case and its maximum supply. In the right narrative and with need for its network, given the low circulating supply, its price should do extremely well. However, I do have some serious concerns. First off is its fleet of venture capitalists waiting to sell off as soon as it gives them 100x on their investment. This tells me that they don't believe in the long-term sustainability of the project. Secondly, after having a lot of credentials as it does with a very low circulating supply, its price should not be 96 cents. It also bothers me why I can't seem to find Thedule both on its white paper and on its website. I believe people invest because they want gains, and so information about the token should be of top priority for any crypto project. You can also see from here that most people have been selling ever since. So my question to you watching this video is, would you be interested in going in on this crypto? You also have to know that it is at the balance of enormous gains or a continuous loss. I do think the project is trying to solve a futuristic problem, and if it succeeds, then that could be reflected in its price action. When venture capitalists sell off, they leave the market for people who actually believe in the long-term sustainability of a project, which means that is actually the best time to get in on a project. Now, you can find this project on get.io. I will leave my referral link to it in the description. And my link also help with a percentage off your trading fee, so link in description. Now, one more thing before I go. This project is a microcap, so don't forget it is extremely risky. So know your risk tolerance with these types of projects. So guys, if you have any questions, let me know down below in the comments with your thoughts about this project. Do you think it could be investment worthy? I want to know what your thoughts are. Now, if you did enjoy the video, click the like button and subscribe to the channel before you go, and I will see you in the next one.